right? Alright. Hi, welcome. I fixed the problem with the snare. It took me watching a couple of YouTube videos and then about 45 minutes more of tinkering. But I finally got the snare wire the way it needs to be. And when I have the snare off, it sounds like a tom. When I have the snare on, it sounds like a snare. So, yeah. Also, when I hit it now, the fundamental note now matches the rim note, or the rim notes. So, I might pitch it up later on, but for now, I'm just going to leave it like it is and call it a win. So we're going to move this out of here. So one thing I didn't do yesterday is check the tuning on the bottom heads of my big toms. So we'll take a few minutes to do that. This should be pretty quick. Let's see. Okay, so this will be this is strum number 1-3. So our target note is 152, and we may be starting a little low. Yeah, we're starting at 118. Pretty low. I'm going to give everything maybe like an eighth turn. Let's see what that did. 132. $141. Okay, we're getting really close. This one's tuned a little high now, but we're really close, really close. There we go. There we go. Cool, now that one also matches. I knocked my drink over. Good thing it's in a spill-proof thermos. 152, 151, close enough. 151, 151. Fundamental note, 152. Cool. That was quick. All right. My living room is impossible to navigate right now. Okay. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. This one is supposed to be 152. And that one's supposed to be 114. So we'll have to retune that one here in a sec. But that won't take long. It did explain why it felt so low compared to the target. Cool. Alright, cool. I didn't replace these bottom heads. These bottom heads aren't new for the big ones. So this is going really quick. Okay, let's correct the error really quick. I'm going to take all these down. Before I even start, I'm going to take them all down to full quarter turn. Let's see what starting point that puts us at. 114. 114. 125, we're pretty close. $118, $116. The TuneBot seems to have a much easier time picking up low tones than it does high tones. High tones is where I have to turn on the filter to get good readings. Tiny bit high. Cool. Perfect. Cool. Just like that, fixed. 5-minute tuning adventure. Okay. Now we're going to do the 10-inch tom. So, let me see. So, got our batter head down there, resonant head right here. Okay, another thing I did with the snare drum to get it to work better is I put my practice pad on it, practice side down, and I put a 10-pound weight on it for a couple hours, and that seemed to help quite a bit. I've got this really handy dandy magnetic drum key that came with a PDP pedal I ordered. Really super handy to have a magnetic drum key. I kept dropping mine yesterday, which is really annoying. I guess I should probably sit on this side, shouldn't I? There we go. That's better for the camera, I guess. Alright. Are we all disconnected? No, this one's still there. Okay. This is the old head. Here's the new head. Okay, cool. All right, finger tight. There we go. I knocked the drum key onto the floor. Where did it go? We got one right here. Drum keys everywhere. I like to have a lot of drum keys because they're like guitar picks. You never have one around when you need one unless you have like 30 of them. So target for this one is 224 hertz. What are we starting at with it flat? 107 flat. So I'm gonna do a let's see. I'm gonna do a quarter turn all around. See how that goes. Quarter turn. 170. Gonna do another quarter turn. Actually, let me see. What if I do a half turn? Alright, that brought it up to like 211. I'm gonna do a half turn all the way around, see how that goes. $295, way too high. Alright, let's drop it down a quarter turn. Actually, you know what? Let's take this moment to do a little stretch on the drum head while we have it tuned high. Yeah, that lowered the tuning by 30 hertz, pressing down on it like that. So that'll help get it nice and pre-stretched. This lug feels looser than the other ones. Alright, we're really close now. 230 out of 224. Yeah, that one feels way looser than the other ones. Cool. 224 on the dot. This one, it says is 203. That might be because its neighbor, though, over here might be loose. Yep, that's why. Too high. It's very, very sensitive. It's jumping up at the slightest turn. Definitely high. Alright, we got more adjustments to make. Alright, this one is really high. Gotta be messing up all the other ones. Check its neighbor. Might be good. It says that one's really high. Ooh. So that's the top side for now. We'll check it again after we switch out the resonant side. There's our old head with 3 years worth of stretch on it. And now our new drum head. Actually, that might even be the stock resonant head that came with this because it doesn't have a logo on it, I'm noticing. There goes the tune bot. What are we starting at? 132 out of 224. I'm going to do a full half turn all the way around. Oh, that brought it up a bit too high. 250. So just a small reduction all the way around. This one's right at 224. This one's at 243, so I'm going to go check on its neighbor. Its neighbor's also 224, so it's the odd one out here. There we go. close enough. Oh, we got it. That one sounded different for sure. That sounds a little low. That sounded high. Getting closer. Yeah, close enough. We're at 223 out of 224 for our fundamental note, and it seems to be pretty even all the way around. Let's see how that affected the tuning on top, if at all. I had to turn the filter on. I don't know what it's filtering, but it seems to need it for higher pitched notes. Oh. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty nice. Let's see, hold on. Yep. And 223 out of 224 for the fundamental note. So that's pretty close. Close enough. I don't think human ear can really differentiate it. All right, one more. And remove this arm. Start with the batter head. Yep. Cool. Let me go ahead and grab the resonant head while I'm thinking about it. target for this one is 188 hertz. And we're starting at, oh, what the heck? Yep, all right, we're starting at 162. Well, never mind, we're starting at 88. So we're going to do quarter turn all around, see how that goes. $115. I'm going to do another quarter turn. $144. Just a little turn all the way around. Actually, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and over-tune this so we can do the stretching. So let's do all these nice big twists here. Yep, I can hear the plastic creasing. Got a minor defect in this one. Okay. Now what did that do? Alright, cool. We're still really high, but that's okay. Alright, let's see. And now we're at 185 out of 188. We're starting to get marginally better at guesstimating how much I need to turn. Oh, this one's really low. It's making the one next to it low. Really weird thing. It's like there's a tiny dot of plastic or something under, or like in between the two plies. I don't think it'll affect anything. Just weird. I don't know if this mic is sensitive enough to pick up these slight fluctuations. Cool. 188 out of 188. One more head to go, and we'll be done with changing out drum heads. Where's my... Do I got my twirly one somewhere? Is it underneath me? It is. This bottom head is also not branded, so it may, in fact, be the stock head that came with the drum. One of the first things I did when I got the drum was I replaced all the top heads, but I don't remember if I replaced the bottom heads, and if I did, I don't remember what I replaced them with, because it had been quite a long time. But this time around, we're going with ECs on top and bottom. EC2S on top, EC on bottom. I want to investigate this little defect real quick. There it is. Looks like just a minor defect in the ring that goes around the edge, which is what the EC2S is known for. And once again, our target on the reso head for the toms matches the top head. So for all of my toms, my resonant tuning always matches the batter tuning. 107, yeah, about 105, 107 for finger tight. So let's give everything. Give everything half a turn, see if that overtunes it for the stretch. I can hear it creaking. Yeah. Ooh, I can hear that creaking. That's how I know it needed it. Okay, what did that bring us to? That dropped us about 30 hertz from doing that. So now we're actually just very slightly low, which is good. this one's high, but this one's not, so I'm gonna, my hair is like magnetically or statically attracted to the drum head. Okay. Wrong side. There we go. Okay, cool. All of the new drum heads are installed. All of the new drum heads are tuned. So I'm going to take these old drum heads out to the trash real quick. And then I will clear out this space again so that we can bring out the new drum rug. Okay. Okay. Stash the door in there. Okay. You know what? Let me go ahead and take these boxes out to recycling as well while I'm thinking about it. Okay, I need to move the mic real quick. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let's see. With great care. I don't think that box is going to fit in my recycling bin. Okay, which way do I need to unroll it? It kind of rolled the wrong way. So I guess I need to, I need to move this box. Hopefully I have enough room in front of it, or in this area here. Because I want to move the whole setup forward a bit, away from the wall. Alright. Alright. Here we are. Here we go. This is the new design. It looks pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Oh, that is kind of heavy. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's see. There we go. New drum rug, yeah. Okay. Unprecedented look into my hallway there. Okay. Do I need to bring it further in one direction or another? Probably it's okay. Maybe I'll tilt it a little bit because when I'm sitting on the throne thing, I don't look straight forward with the kit. Or like with the rug. Actually with the kit or the rug if the rug is aligned with the kit. So what I might do is I might tilt it a little bit like this so that when I do put my kit down, it'll be more aligned with how the kit will be aligned. You know, let's try that. Just gonna be just a little tilt, not a big one. Ugh. There we go. Okay. So I want to make sure that I give myself more room than I did previously. So let's think about this. On this side, I'm going to have a few things that I need to arrange. Of course, I've got the microphone. I've also got my mixer and my EAD10 module. And I'll have the hi-hat there, a sampler. So I need to make sure that all that will more comfortably fit than it did before. So One of the things I had issues with was access to my mixer because it was always behind the sampler. Once I got that in place. Come on. What cable am I caught on? Okay, there we are. It's also not very stable because I had to make the legs not very wide in order to make the fit. So let's fix that while we're here. Okay. And if I have it forward, that'll hopefully give me room for the mic to come in this way without being a pain. Alright, so the sampler. Thinking I'm going to make it a little more flat and lower down. Just not completely flat, but a bit more flat. And then of course on the floor I also have to, in this area in general, I had to fit a couple of pedals and the pedal camera and 2 floor ring lights. So got that to think about. All right. Hopefully what this will do is it'll give me room to have this behind me a little bit. Okay, so mentally imaging things right now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring, normally the way I would set this up is I would start with the bass drum and build everything around the bass drum, which I'm still going to mostly do, but you know, I wonder if I can move all of this back a little bit. That'll also give me a little bit more room. There we go. Let's try that. So we'll go ahead and put the hi-hat in and then the bass, so that we know where the bass can actually go. Okay, so the hi-hat would need to be like way up here for the sampler to be here. Alright, so maybe something like that. Let me go get the throne. Don't fall. Alright, so if I have the chair this far forward, this will need to be more like out here. It might get to come in a little closer, but that'll be about where it is. Okay. I think that should give me enough room. I won't have nearly as much room on that side, but I don't think I need it. Okay. Okay. And here we got, oh man, I did not realize how much sawdust there is in the base of my hi-hat pedal. And there's also carpet fuzz. Okay. More carpet fuzz. Let's see how that feels on the left foot. No, that's not right at all. We need to bring this in. You know what? Let's drop the little lever. That'll leave it in the closed position while we work. I think that could be good. So let me go ahead and bring in the bass drum so I can secure the position of the pedals. There we go. And there is also one other thing that I got. New bass drum patches. Because I raised the beaters and now they're too high for the existing patch. Ugh. Now I gotta figure out how to get the paper off the back. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. They're gonna have to be overlapping a bit, I think. The sticker doesn't need to be perfect at all. It just needs to be where the pedals are gonna hit. Ugh. Let's see how that feels. Alright, that feels pretty good. Bring in the snare. There we go. So from my perspective, sitting here at the kit, this way is forward. This way is flat to my wall, so I'm at a bit of an angle. Alright, so that's our snare in place. That's our bass drum in place, hi-hat. Okay. So, will I be able to comfortably move this out of the way to get in and out this way is the question. Alright, next thing I'm going to bring in are the floor toms. One of my lessons learned is that when placing the toms, I had them at too sharp of an angle going this way, which will give me trouble reaching this one. I'll demonstrate what that looks like here in a sec. So I had them arranged basically like this right here. But I've realized that the better way is to move this one further back so that I can actually move it forward a little bit. So where is the stick? Let me see how that feels. Not tilted the right, or turned the right way. This leg is kind of janky. There we go. I think this one needs a height adjustment. They should roughly match the height of the snare. There we go. It's a little bit lower, but that might be okay. And now this one, position-wise, I probably want it like right around here, to give me room to reach over. It is also a bit high compared to the other tom and the snare, so let's lower it. Possibly a result of me messing with it while I was tuning, but I don't remember. Okay, let's see, how does that feel? Okay, that feels fine. Okay, so now we can bring in the cymbal stand here that holds the 10-inch tom, and then we can bring in the 12-inch tom. All right, Steph, get ready for your pop quiz. All right, Steph, I don't know if you remember what kind of cymbal this one is. It's the really loud one that goes. That's not the right one. This is the right. Ooh. I forgot that I moved the tom to its own stand. Because I couldn't get it quite in the right position in harmony with the cymbals. So, go grab the 10-inch. Gonna need better access to the mixer. Let's try putting it back here. That way I can mute. That way I can mute the audio when I do the sound check. Alright, that feels good for the 10-inch, mostly. I'm hoping that I can move these forward a bit, but that's going to depend on how I can fit in the 12-inch. Might need to actually move this to the side a bit to make room for the pole, which I've got right here. What's kind of inconvenient is that the pole for this, these two bars are different diameters, so I can't interchange which length is holding the drum. Here. We're going to throw the higher up until I get it mounted. Okay. You know what? I am a derp again. Somehow I managed to put these on backwards. No wonder I didn't have enough room. I blame it on being tired. I'm going to turn this fan. It's getting warm. Before we lower that, grab the blanket here and put it over the bass drum. Why am I doing this, you might wonder? It is entirely 100% for the benefit of the EAD10 sensor microphone to help me manage certain volume levels a little bit more easily, particularly around the crash cymbals. I think one of the things that's helping to do, move my mouse so I don't accidentally end my stream. Oop, I did accidentally open something though. Go away. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I think it helps reduce resonance from stuff bouncing off of the shell, which then in turn bounce off of the bottoms of the tom heads. Which cause undesired sonic effects. Okay. This one is a little bit high, it looks like. Okay. Need to adjust the angle of the legs on that. There we go. We've got the EAD10 plugged back in now. So should be able to hear it through the microphone. Aha, okay. Let's see how things feel and sound. This one's still really good. Yeah, I've been really happy with my EAD10. I didn't know that there was a new one. I knew there were multiple models because I've seen other stuff labeled EAD, but I couldn't see the numbers on them in the videos that I was watching at the time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the EAD10 is great. I didn't even realize this when I bought it. This just happened to be sheer coincidence. It's the same microphone that a lot of YouTube drummers, like Ellis DePario, for example, he uses an EAD10 in all of his stuff. Okay. If I bring it in further, then I can move it more to the left. There we go. That feels better, I think. Okay. Let's try. Let's set up again. See how it feels. Feels good. Yeah, it does support a snare trigger. I'm not using one. I'm just using the bass trigger, but it does have a port on the back for it. I am absolutely going to replace the cowbell at some point because the mount on, maybe I can just replace the mount on it, because the mount on it is kind of garbage. Which direction do I need? Which direction I need? Come on. Crash is probably in a good position. Yeah, okay. That should be fine. So previously I had a ride here and a ride here. However, it's not exactly easy to reach the ride right here, and I was having trouble accessing the bell on this ride. So I'm going to try to fix that when I hook up the other bit. We got a 22-inch here, and see how far back I can put it before it becomes uncomfortable to reach. See, I mean, honestly, right here is really comfortable. If I could leave it right here, I would. Actually, you know what? I am going to leave it right there because that's a good place. I'm going to rotate it a little bit, but otherwise, it'll be the same. There we go. Maybe move it back a tiny bit. Okay. So now I've got to fit in the other ride. So what I'm thinking is I might put the other ride right here and then the other crash more up front. I had avoided doing that previously because it would make the crashes really loud on the E8010. But since I figured out the blanket thing, that hasn't been nearly as much of an issue with this crash right here, which is really close to the mic. So that might be a viable solution this time around. Hello, welcome. I hope you're having a good weekend. And I've got the smaller one at a bit of a sharper angle to help me reach it a little more easily. I think that should be fine to keep. I do still have room to lower it a bit, so I could do that. And I could lower it even further if I made it little less angled. Let's try lowering it here. How does that look distance-wise? It's probably fine. I still may need to move the 22-inch back if I keep accidentally hitting it instead of my tom. Move this closer. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to move it back a little bit. At the moment, it's not impossible for me to get into the kit this way. I still might end up having more room over there, though. Ugh. Alright. Another thing to do, get my 10-pound dumbbells and put it behind my bass pedal so that don't go nowhere. There we go. And then I put another one behind my hi-hat pedal. There we go. Alright, we're almost done. Almost done. We just need to figure out where to put the crash cymbal right here, and then the china, and we'll be good to go. Now, this might be okay. Level it out a little bit. That looks pretty okay. Yeah, that looks pretty okay. Alright, so, China. Maybe right up here. That could work. Go. Okay. But get in here and see how everything looks and feels. All right. I just realized I had that mic muted the whole time. I'm so sorry. Hi, welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're about to do a sound check. But not really a sound check and also a ergonomic check. We need to adjust some angles, I think. Okay, this
Bluetooth goes.
Go. Oh. Things are looking good. Ouch. Oh, that hurt. All right. Let's check things, hopefully for the last time. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about the layout. I just want to move this right back a tiny bit. And then that should be fine. There we are. Okay. Now to set up the rest of the stuff. That is not actually the drums. You know what? It's not turned on because we unplugged. That's right, we unplugged the power in order to move it. Cool. Alright, so if I'm sitting at the kit, then maybe right here. Oh, the power button got stuck underneath the thing. Okay, but goal accomplished. Alright, cool. Okay, now we need to set up the pedal camera and associated lights. And then I think that will be the last thing to do before we're done setting up. Ugh. That's your second last thing to do. We also need to put the iPad in place. This is your behind the scenes look into drum streaming. Okay. There we go. We got a light. Let's see. How's the angle and the distance? Let's see. Can I get it more like... Oh, you know what? This totally gives me more room for the camera, too. I could probably put it in a better spot than I had it before. How do y'all like that spot? Actually, maybe a little over so that the chair leg isn't blocking it. Or, you know, I could just rotate the chair to move it. There we go. Okay. You know, that looks pretty good. I might not even need to set up the second light. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a different opinion. But the lighting down there looks better than before, probably because I have more room. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I want to move the main camera up here into a better spot for the new location of the kit. So, let's go around here. Let me take a look here. You know, I probably want to move the camera a little bit forward. So we probably want to move it this way. There we go. That's a pretty good view. You can see all the pieces except for most of the snare, but I'm not sure what to do about that. Maybe I can raise it up a little bit. Maybe right there. That seems like it'd be good. Okay. Okay, cool. Make sure I can see the laptop from the chair. Gotta get the iPad into place now. Where is the audio cable for the iPad? So, this one. No, that goes to there. Where? It's going to be a regular cable. Not this one. Not that. Oh, where did that cable go? Alright, so should be, I think it might be this cable right here. Okay. Okay. I think we're good to go. Where's my drink already over there? Whew. Okay. I will move the microphone off stream. So for now, it's just going to stay where it is. But next stream, it'll be in a better place. I'm not going to play a whole lot of songs because it took a long time to do this and I've got other stuff I want to do today. But it seems like a shame not to play any songs after doing all the work to set this up. So, let's find something. Let's do... I need to do a little warm-up, I think. Yeah, let's do 5-Finger Death Punch. Tiny bit too close. The setup is more compact than what I had going on before. So it almost feels a little more intimate with the drum kit. Everything's closer together, it feels like. Let's see. Let's try something. We'll do something moderately heavy, I think. Something moderately heavy. And then we'll do something pretty heavy. So, what do we got for moderately heavy? We'll do, let's do Glory Hammer. and then for our heavy song, we're gonna do cyborg flows. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh, that was fun. Okay. We'll do a cool down. We'll do a cool down song, and then we'll call it a day for today. Successful day. Let's do this one.
Yo, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah.
If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my plans. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. What you think about that? Now you know how I feel. Say you can handle my love. Are you for real?
I won't be hasty, I'll give you a try.
If you really bug me, then I'll say goodbye.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
So here's the story from A to Z. You wanna get with me, you gotta listen carefully. We got M in the place who likes it in your face. You got G like MC who likes it on a easy V, doesn't come for free. She's a real lady. And as for me, how you'll say, slam your body down and wine it all around. Slam your body down and wine it all around.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. If you wanna be my lover,
You gotta
make it last forever. Slam your body down and wine it all around.
slam your body down and wine it all around.
Slam your body down and wine it all around.
Slam your body down and zig a zig ah.
If you wanna be my lover.
Oh man, today has been a workout, but it has been a success. The new kit, or not the new kit, but the kit is set up again with new drum heads, new batter heads, at least across the line, a couple new resonant heads. So yeah, I think that this is going to make things a lot easier for me, both as a drummer, but particularly as a streamer, because it will help me have a little bit more room to work with camera angles, like the pedal camera that's suddenly able to be actually behind my feet instead of to the side. So, as always, I appreciate you hanging out with me today, the last couple of days, while I get all this put back together. Tomorrow, we're going to be back to Drumeo. We've got the last day of Dr. John Wooten's Better Doubles in 10 Days. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be making progress on psychosocial. I expect to start getting into the verse where it goes 4 on the floor, and to learn the tom groove there and get that integrated into the rest of the piece that we've been practicing. So yeah, great times. Of course, as always, remember that drums are hard, music is hard.